off, or, whatever, 30, 40, 50% off, not 50%, 20, 30, $40,000 off to cover taxes for the next 2, 3 years, whatever. Like, you could use that as a bargaining chip. A lot of people don't know that you could have the person essentially pay your taxes and insurance, the seller essentially pay your taxes and insurance for the next 3, 4, 5 years or whatever, right? But anyhow, I just wish somebody had told me, when I started working when I was 14, how to really make money, how to take the money you have and invest it in something and make more money. You know, like, I wish I had a mother, father, sister, brother to tell me, look, all you have to do is basically buy a piece of land. I'm going to make you to buy a piece of land. I'm going to show you how to buy a piece of land. You're never going to sell that land. And if you do sell that land, make sure you buy another piece of land as soon as you get a chance. Because when I was 14, I could have easily, like, a lot of the lands I'm buying now for 10,000, 20,000, I could have easily brought them lands for 500 and 1,000 easily. 500, 1,000, 2,500. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. Easily bought them pieces of land for 500 and 1,000. But instead, you're taught to buy clothes, shoes, get a fresh haircut, get your hair did, look cute, go get a job, all this type of foolishness, and stuff like that. I wish I was even taught survival skills, how to go on the land and survive on the land and all that type of stuff, you know. But I never really had anybody close to me that knew all of this stuff that would teach me. It was always, you know, just work, keep your credit straight, buy a house, pay 30-year mortgage, work your job, 20, 30 years, retire. No, in less than 10 years, okay, all I have done is basically not pay rent, okay, take the money that I would have been paying rent and bought land with it. All I've been doing in the past since 2017, if you guys even go back on my channel, 9 years on this channel, go back 9, 10 years on this channel, you guys will see I have always lived in travel trailers, RVs, cabins, or by truck. Because in 2017, I got evicted from my studio apartment, and I said I would never rent again. I said I would never rent again. But I still needed somewhere to live. So I lived in my truck. I lived in RVs like this, cabins, tiny houses, anything I could, live in, besides paying rent. Okay, besides paying rent. I even raised my son in a travel trailer similar to this. Okay, when he was with me. All right. So with that sacrifice, and you always have to make sacrifices. Elon Musk, when he was building his empire, him and his brother, they said, hey, we're not going to pay rent, so we just got to rent this office space and we're going to live in our office. Okay? A lot of people did that. Les Brown did that, lived in his office. I want to say Bill Gates did that too, or lived in his garage or something like that, somebody's garage. But a lot of people made the sacrifices of living very minimalistic in order to have money to build their empire. It's something common that's not talked about. Everybody feel like people become millionaires just off their invention or whatever they do. No, you have to invest in your invention. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in whatever you got going on. And in order to do that, money has to come from somewhere. And usually people don't have the money coming from anywhere. So you have to take money from somewhere you're already spending it. Okay? And for a lot of us, it comes from us not paying rent. I'm telling you.